Hey guys, thanks for tuning in again. Today I got a new budget board for you. It's the Harvoo board. It exists with one hub motor and with two hub motor. I got the 39-inch version with two hub motors. So that's the most powerful version they offer. I've been riding it, so that's not a proper unboxing video because the packaging is nothing special. It's just a box and nothing special to it, so I thought I would directly go to the board and I will show you the accessories that are shipped with. So here's the first look at the board. It's really nice looking. It has a slight concave, as you can see, some flex to it. It has two enclosures beneath, one for the battery, one for the ESC. Here you have the charging port to charge the battery, and here you have the two hub motors and some decent wheels with bearings that are okay in my eyes. So I will give you some technical specifications. So the wheel size is 83 millimeters in diameter by 52 millimeters wide. The overall weight of the board is 6.2 kilos, so that's not that heavy for small distances and carrying it around. That's pretty perfect. They say that it's a 10S2P battery with 36 volt and 5.2 ampere hours. So later on I'm going to unscrew the two enclosures and we're going to see what's inside. It has two motors with 600 watt each, so that's quite a lot. I'm not sure if they really deliver that much power, but we will see. They indicate a maximum speed of 36 kilometers per hour or 22 miles per hour, and they indicate that the board can climb hills up to 20%. So we are going to see if it will deliver all those performances they indicate. They also indicate that you can weigh maximum 120 kilograms to ride this board, so that's no problem for me. I'm only weighing 95 kilograms. So I've been riding this board for about 100 kilometers. I did not have any issues so far. The only problem I got at the beginning that it was all pretty shaky. I did not check the screws before my first ride, and when I got back to my workshop I checked, and the screws on the wheels were a bit loose, and the screws here on the trucks, they were very loose, so I tightened everything up, and then I got back out and it ran much smoother. So I'm going to show you now what they ship with the board. So they ship one of the standard skate tools with it, so that's always a cool feature if you have one tool with which you can fix everything. So that should always be in your backpack or pocket when you ride your skateboard. Micro USB cable to charge up the remote. The remote, in my eyes, it's cool looking. You have the possibility to ride forwards and backwards, and there are different ride modes, so I will show you the remote close up later on. Then we have a manual for the remote, and we have a manual for the board and the remote, so here you can read everything and then you know nearly everything about the board. And then they ship these two rear lights or tail lights. It's nothing special, but it's a cool feature. I have my shred lights, so I prefer to put on them, but I will use these until the battery runs out of power. They indicate that they can light for 50 hours if the light is constantly on, and if it flashes it lasts for 150 hours, so that's pretty long. I don't know if they will sustain all the vibrations of this board, but I'm not going to test this in the video because in my eyes it's not really relevant. So now I'm getting the camera closer to the board and then we are going to check out some details of the board. So here we have a closer look at the hub motors. In the manual they tell that they have 24 stators with 4 Newton meters each, and each motor could generate 600 watts and at peak even 800 watts. So in my eyes that's a bit too much, because I've tested the Meepo board, which has less power, and it does not make a big difference between the two boards. So I'm not sure if the watts are really true that they indicate here, but I'm no motor expert, so I'm not really able to tell. So to start the board, you need to push the button here. I'm not sure if it's possible to hear it on the video, but the ESC makes quite a lot of noise, squeaking noises, and it's like there's a fan inside. But there is no fan inside. I've asked them. And then you have to power up the remote. The remote also has a vibrating mode, so that's pretty cool. It indicates with the green light beneath that the battery is fully charged. And it's directly connected. It's connected to a 2.4 gigahertz wireless remote technology, so that's pretty safe. Until now I did not encounter any problems. So the motors accelerate pretty smooth and brake pretty smooth as well. So to switch between the different modes, you need to push the beneath button. As you can see, it runs up smoothly for the slowest mode, a bit faster for the medium mode, and fast for the fastest mode. There's no possibility to change between the modes during riding, so you need to slow down, and if you're really slow you can switch. It's not like on other remotes where you can easily switch between or during riding, and the remote remembers the last used mode. So here you can switch to go the other way around, so that works as well. It's a cool feature, not all the skateboards have it. And down here you can see the micro USB charging port. The remote charges up pretty fast as other remotes as well, as there's just a small battery inside. But in my eyes the remote is really well designed. It's good in the hand. With this wheel it's pretty decent to control it. On the remote it's also possible to check the battery indication of the board. Just push the on and off switch once, and you see here are 4 LEDs that ignite, so it means it's fully charged. Each LED stands for 25% of battery capacity left, and here you can see down below it's the green indication. So this only shows green when it can at least operate for over an hour. If it's red, you can only continue for about 1 hour, and then you need to charge up the battery. To switch off the remote, just push the power button for about 1 second. It will vibrate and turn off. So it also vibrates during riding if the battery runs low, so that's pretty cool. So vibration, you always check if it makes sound and you ride very fast. Sometimes you don't hear the sound, so I say it's a pretty cool feature that they put the vibrator inside this remote. So I'm not sure why this ESC makes that much noise. As you can see, maybe the wheels also very slightly turning, moving forwards and backwards. So that's pretty disturbing in my eyes. I will ask Harvoo about this matter. If now you want to turn off the board, you need to push this button for about 1 second, and then it will turn off and also shut off. So now we are going to have a closer look at the charging port. So it's covered with this silicone rubber part. Here's the charger, 1.5 amps maximum. Now I'm going to plug it in. We're going to charge it up, and then I'm going to unscrew the covers here, and then we are going to see what it looks inside. So as you can see, the LED is in red here, as soon as the battery is fully charged, it will switch over to green. Well, I unscrewed all the bolts on the two enclosures here. In this one sits the battery, so I'm going to show you first what this looks like. So after the 6 bolts here have been removed, you can turn over the battery compartment, and then here you have some more screws with a Phillips head, so these need to be loosened as well, and then you can just pop up the lid over the battery. So as you can see, for the big compartment, it's a pretty small battebattery. It's a 10S2P battery with 5.8 amp hours of capacity. So we are going to see if it will really deliver the 22 kilometers indicated on the manual. So as you can see, the cables are running through the deck. There are no connectors here whatsoever, so if you want to change the battery, you will need to cut off the wires here and resolder them on. I would have preferred if they would have done a small connector here. That would have been much easier for battery replacement. Here you can just take off the charging port, so there they did a connector, but I would have preferred one here as well. So in my eyes, the board is not waterproof. As you can see, there are no ceilings around. It's splash proof, but definitely not recommended to ride in the rain. So I'm going to show you the ESC now, and then I'm going to put everything back together, and then we are going for our first ride. So here we have the ESC compartment. It's the same procedure. You need to loosen the 4 screws, and then again some more Phillips head screws, and then you can take off the compartment. Same procedure here. They did not do any connectors, so you will have to cut the wires to get everything apart. Here you can see the ESC compartment, and it's glued in here, so you could unscrew these as well, but I'm not taking them apart to not break anything, as I don't have much experience with ESC, so I'm not going to change anything here. Just a quick reminder, if you unscrew any screws on your board, always think about using Loctite when re-screwing them, because otherwise you can lose the bolts during riding, and that would not be that nice. What I forgot to tell you is that when I unscrewed the board, one of these inserts came loose. So the quality of these inserts is not very good, because there's no little attachment point or like here where you can screw them in. So I lost a lot of time getting it back in, but I managed to do it. But either way, normally you should not unscrew the board, so therefore that's not a big critic point in my eyes. So the board as well as the remote are fully charged. The light switches to green, but it's very dark, the light, so you can't really see it. So that's it for this video. In the next video I'm going to post the riding experience with this board. So thanks for watching, and please make sure to check out the other video, and as always, please leave a thumbs up if you like the video, and subscribe to my channel if you want to continue to see my future reviews. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.